Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be exposing myself and I'm going to be telling you all of the series that I am in the middle of. When I tell you that I am in the middle of so many series, it is so I just cannot fathom the fact that I have not finished any of these series. I cannot wait to tell you all the tea and all of the series that I'm in the middle of. I am doing this fantasy edition first. Let me know in the comments if you do want to see like a contemporary romance, or obviously thrillers don't have any sort of series, but I do have a lot of contemporary romances that I do need to get through. And so we are going to go ahead and name all of the fantasy series that I'm in the middle of. Starting strong, I am going to be naming the Zodiac Academy series. I am obsessed with this series. I don't know how. I think I just been kind of like going slow with it because I know that the last book was originally like released, I believe, last year, and that was it. I believe that there's 9 books if I'm not mistaken, and I'm so excited to continue this series because when I tell you that every time I read and I pick up this book, any of the books, I'm just immersed into this story, and it's nothing life-changing, nothing that you never seen before or you never read before. But when I tell you that the storyline, the drama, everything that happens, I cannot, like, I fear that I had gotten like teary-eyed before reading some of the books. I have not full-on cried yet, but it could all change because I am going to go into book 5, which is Cursed Fates, and I've heard that that one, a lot of people do cry a lot more on that one, and that is the 5th book in this series. I'm hoping to finish that series this year, but who knows? Who knows, bestie? Like, we are in so many, I am in the middle of so many series, and I'll probably do a vlog trying to finish some of the series that I'm in the middle of, because when I tell you that it is exhausting, the amount of series that I'm continuing or I'm starting yet, I don't even know how to do this. Like, how can I start series knowing that I have a whole bunch that I still need to finish? I don't know, but that's what we do here. The second series that I'm in the middle of as well is the Caraval trilogy, finale being the last one. I really enjoyed Caraval. Caraval was a really nice, refreshing read. I was looking for something, nothing too crazy, but I really did enjoy how obviously we read fiction, and I was reading fiction within the fiction. Like, that's how I felt. It was just like a lot of tricks and a lot of like magic tricks, and like you don't know what's real, you don't know what's fake, and you're trying to discover this with the female main character as she goes along and tries to discover things, who she should trust, who she shouldn't, and it's like a whole, I really enjoyed it, and I had a really good time reading it. I don't know why I just haven't finished finale. Like, I don't know what it is. There's just something about me starting book series and not finishing the last book that is really concerning to me. This one I might get hate for, or not hate or criticism, because that's not something that I support here on my channel, but I have not read the last book in the Throne of Glass series, that being Kingdom of Ash. I just don't know what it is with me. A lot of people look at me and say, you did the tandem read, how could you not have gone into the last book right away? One, doing the tandem read, that's over close to like almost 2,000 pages, going back and forth through the books, going and doing this and picking this up and picking that up. It was exhausting. My brain was, what is going on with my brain? I was like, I was more in like a book hangover than anything else, and I have not picked up Kingdom of Ash. A lot of people say that that's their favorite in the series. I want to experience that for myself, but at the same time I'm also afraid. It's like I don't want to close the chapter, and knowing that I haven't read the last book, it just gives me something to look forward to. But I do need to close out that chapter. I feel like it's overdue. It's time. So my camera died on me. Sorry about that. I am still learning how to work with my camera. So I did change the battery, so let's just move on. Like I was saying, I just need to close out that chapter because I need to read Crescent City. I've heard nothing but good things about Crescent City in the world and how it's an urban fantasy, and I have not read a lot of urban fantasies, and so I just need to read that so that I can go ahead and move on with the rest of the Sarah J Maas world. I'm also in the middle of the Crowns of Nyaxia series, The Serpents in the the Wings of Night being the first one. I really did enjoy that book. I think I gave it 3.5 stars if I'm not mistaken. It was good for what it was. Do I want to continue this series? I'm not sure. I feel like I do need to continue them and kind of keep going and keep just like, there's just something about me starting series and eventually finishing them that is just so rewarding, and I will probably continue it. There is a novella that follows, and I believe it's called Six Scorched Roses, and that kind of is a small novella that you have to read prior to reading the second full book, which already came out also. I don't know how I feel about like always having a novella. I know that Sarah J. Maas did that, and she also has Assassin's Blade, and that came up, but it just feels weird having a full book, then a novella, then a book. I haven't read a lot of series that do that, so to me it was a little bit like confusing a bit, but nonetheless I might pick it up. I don't know. That one for sure, I'm like debating whether I want to pick it up or not, just because the first book was a 3.5 star, but I think that if I'm ever in the mood for like anything vampire-ish, I will probably pick that up. Another series that I'm in the middle of, I am so excited for this one because the first book was a 5-star for me, and that is the Amber and the Ashes series. I cannot wait to read this book because I think I'm going to do a reread, if I'm not mistaken, of The Amber and the Ashes, because I really enjoyed the world. It wasn't hard at all to understand. With fantasies, it tends to be a little bit difficult to understand the world and the magic system. With The Amber and the Ashes, it wasn't. It is a young adult fantasy, and it is really easy to understand. We're basically following our two main characters who are basically in opposite sides of what they're trying to do. One is sort of like a spy, and she works for the kingdom. The other one is training to be an elite, which is basically the highest rank army that the kingdom has. And they both have their perspective like missions that they're trying to do, which I really enjoyed. In the first book, we didn't get a lot of interactions between them. It wasn't, I feel like the romance is put in a back burner when it comes to the first book in the Amber and the Ashes series, which I really enjoyed because I do like a slow burn. I need to read the second one, and the second one is called A Torch Against the Night. I need to pick that up sooner rather than later because I feel like I still have the first one in my mind really fresh, so I think that up soon so that I'm not forgetting anything. This is a series that I'm so excited to read, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a 5-star series for me. Another series that I'm in the middle of is the Lightlark series, Nightbend being the second one that I need to pick up. I was waiting for that book to come out in paperback for the absolute longest. I prefer a paperback over a hardcover any day. When I read Lightlark, it was a 5-star. I really loved it. There is a little bit of a love triangle there, which I really enjoy love triangles. I gave it a 5-star. Then I wanted to pick up the second one, but it wasn't in paperback, and I already had the paperback edition of Lightlark, so I waited. It did come out a little while ago, and I had it in my head at the time, but I wasn't in the fantasy mood at the moment, so I wasn't like gonna pick it up, just so that I didn't give it the fair rating that it deserved, because I have a feeling that it's going to be really, really good. Another series that I'm so excited for is the Powerless trilogy by Lauren Roberts. When I tell you that I cannot wait for Fearless to come out, we have the countdown, less than a month, and we're getting Fearless. I cannot wait for this series. That is the last book that I need to read. Obviously, she did come out with Powerless, Powerful, and then Fearless. That is the book that I'm waiting for it to be released so that I can read it. I cannot wait. I'm actually going to her signing. She does have a signing here locally to me, so I'm going to go see her, and I might take you guys along with me. I don't know, but I cannot wait to see her. Maybe ask a question or two. I don't know. I always get so embarrassed asking questions or anything, so I might not do that, but I will take you guys along with me so you guys can experience that with me as well. But I cannot wait for Fearless to come out. I am also in the middle of the Harry Potter series. I'm going into book 3. I finished the first 2 books last year, and I was able to watch the movies. What I'm doing is I'm reading the books and watching the movies, so I'm either doing 2 books that I read and then I watch 2 movies. I'm going into the 3rd book, which is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I'm hoping to pick that up soon because I really do want to see the movies. I feel like the movies are somewhat closer to the books for the first 2 that I've read. They are so good. The first and the second movies are amazing. obviously it was filmed so long ago that it is kind of like an older, like the first movie is always like, it just looks like it's an older film, obviously, but I just like to see them grow up and turn into what they are, and like to see that visually after reading the books. This next series, I don't know if I'm gonna continue, and it is the Moonfall series by Sarah A. Parker. I'm not sure if I want to continue. The first book, When the Moon Hatched, it was so long. This book was almost like, I don't know, 800 pages, 900 pages. It was humongous. Like, I really enjoyed it, but at times I would get lost into what was happening, and just, it was just so much. I do know that the second one is called The Ballad of Fallen Dragons. It's coming out soon, maybe this year in October or something like that. Will I pick it up? I don't know. It depends how big it is. It's probably gonna be this big, and it's just like, there's no need for it to be that big. It was good. I still rated it like 4 stars, but it was just so long. I don't know. I feel like nothing should be 800 pages, which is why I'm scared about Kingdom of Ash, because that book is almost, I don't know. Let's see, besties. This book is, I don't want to get spoiled by anything. Yeah, this book is 980 something pages. Like, are you kidding me? That is like, that is ridiculous. That's like too much. But again, we love it. We eat it up, so I'm not complaining. The last series that I'm in the middle of is Belladonna, the Belladonna series by Adeline Grace. I really did enjoy Belladonna. There was just something about the mysterious, undercover person that ended up being the person that she fell in love with, and like, I just loved it. I really did like it. I do have a special edition, if I'm not mistaken, or I did before we had a house fire, but I do need to get a new copy of it. I do need to read the next one, which is Foxglove. I don't know why I haven't picked it up. I don't own these books physically. There's a lot of books here that I do not own, but I would love to eventually like get a copy of if I'm really enjoying the book. And Belladonna was a 5-star for me. I do need to eventually pick that up, because the way that Belladonna ended, I really enjoyed it, and the romance aspect, I really also enjoyed it. The magic system was really nice, and I would love to continue it, and the covers for some reason are gorgeous. Those are all of the series that I'm in the middle of. This is obviously fantasy edition. I would love to make a contemporary one, because I do read a lot of contemporary romances, and I am in the middle of a lot of interconnected series, and I would love to let you guys know and expose myself a little bit more, letting you know what romance series I'm in the middle of. But if you made it to the end of this video and you enjoy the content, please subscribe, comment, like, and I will see you guys in the next one.